Miss Santana, thank you for coming in. Please have a seat. Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. It is so good to see you. Yes, Miss Santana, I wanted to speak to you about something rather important. Now, as you know, Miss Guzman recently got married, and unfortunately that means she'll be leaving us because she and her husband are going away to live on the West Coast. So Miss Guzman is now going to be Mrs. Rodriguez. So we have an opening, and I would seriously like you to please consider taking it. Yes. Yes, Miss Santana, yes. Well, I wanted to talk to you about that. I'm fully aware of the fact that you would like us to change the number. I don't think that would be a good idea. Never a good idea to change the number at a 24-hour National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Well, the reason is there are a lot of people out there who have our number in their wallets, in their pocketbooks, maybe scribbled on the inside back cover of a notebook. And, sometimes all it takes for someone to seriously consider harming themselves is one bad day or one really bad event during a generally bad day. Yes, it can be that simple. So if they have our business card, they can reach into their pocket, their wallet, their pocketbook. If they have it scribbled somewhere, like on a notepad, they can reach for it, they can call us, we can help. Imagine someone who's desperate. They seriously want to end it all, but something causes them to reach out. Something causes them to stop and try to get help. Now imagine if they have our old number, but not the new one. They reach for it, and all of a sudden they hear that the number is disconnected. That right there could cause them to genuinely do something quite drastic. And Miss Santana, we definitely want to prevent that. Which is why, even though I know you've been championing the cause for changing the number, I just don't think it's a good idea. And that's the reason why. Miss Santana, you are absolutely excellent at what you do here. And with the opening for the new position, I want you to take it. I want you to take the supervisor position here, because even though you're young, you are clearly qualified, and I definitely want you to take it. So I hope you will realize why it's important not to change the number. 1-800-273-8255. And if someone doesn't want to speak directly, they can text the word home to 741-741. Now I know that's a repeating number and a bit easier to remember, but again, a lot of individuals have our 800 number written down somewhere. if things get really bad, they have the option of reaching for it. If that number is disconnected because there's a new one and they don't know the new number, it's going to be a disaster, Miss Santana. It really is. So, I hope you'll understand why I simply cannot agree to changing the current number 1-800-273-8255 to a different one. As I said, yes, the text the word home to 741-741 is easier to remember. But a lot of older individuals do prefer to talk rather than text. So I definitely think we should keep the old number the way it is. And I hope you can understand why. Oh, you can. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Miss Santana, I am very happy I was able to get you to change your mind, because the truth is, I wasn't joking when I said one bad event when someone is feeling particularly depressed on a particular day can sometimes be enough to cause them to end it all. I'll never forget a certain fender bender I was involved in, and I'll be honest with you, Miss Santana, it was my fault. It was my fault. The guy turned out to be a jerk. He insisted on calling the police. So, I sat there in my car. He sat in his, and we just waited for the police to arrive. Now, this was a few years back in New York City. NYPD, well, they do a hard job. But the fact of the matter is, unless someone is severely bleeding, close to death, or unless a gun is involved, they are not going to bother responding in a timely fashion, to put it mildly. Oh, if there's a gun involved, for any reason, even if no one has actually fired it, they'll respond immediately. If someone is badly bleeding and might die, they'll respond immediately. Anything short of those two things, and you're going to wait. Do you know how long you're going to wait, minimum, if you're involved in a fender bender and the other driver is a jerk and insists on calling the police? Yeah, you're going to be waiting 2 hours, bare minimum. And that's what happened. And I'll tell you something, miss. Oh, Miss Santana, I'm sorry. I just... Even to this day, that fender bender is not easy for me to talk about. The truth of the matter is, I was suffering from depression. And that was a particularly bad day for me. And that fender bender, let's just say I was very fortunate that a family member stepped in and talked to me. Not everyone has that option, Miss Santana. is left on this planet. They feel as though they have no friends. It's not easy what we do here, Miss Santana, but you know that. I need someone who can take over for Miss Guzman, who understands that. I need someone who can take over. And it has to be someone who can do the job. You are clearly the most qualified, which is why I want you to take over. I do. This job isn't easy, Miss Santana. I might have said that already, but I need to emphasize it. We need warm, caring human beings such as yourself, who also have the ability and the skills to deal with people who are barely holding on by a thread. One bad event on a day when their depression is particularly high, and we're the only people they have to reach out to. Oh, Miss Santana, I need someone here who can deal with the stress, and that's definitely you. Now, I'll understand that you'll need a bit of time to think about it. I don't expect an answer immediately. It's going to be more responsibility, more stress. If I didn't think you could handle it, I wouldn't offer you the supervisor position here at the 24-hour National Suicide Prevention Hotline. We need more people like you, Miss Santana. We absolutely do. People who care. People, well, we need more people like you. I'll be honest with you, Miss Santana. That fender bender story I shared with you, if it wasn't for that one family member who stepped in and helped me, there's a possibility someone else would be sitting in this chair speaking to you, because I might not be around, and maybe I wouldn't have been around for the last several years. Sometimes it is that bad, Miss Santana. Sometimes it is that simple. One small, unfortunate event can push people over the edge if they've been having a bad day, or if their depression is particularly high that day, or that week. Now, no one was physically hurt in the fender bender I was involved in. No one at all was hurt. Both of our vehicles were still drivable. Sitting there for over 2 hours waiting for the NYPD to show up because the other driver was a jerk, even though the accident was my fault. Well, something is aggravating. It's inconvenient. That's how most people would see it. For some, it might just drive them over the edge. Someone like you understands that, Miss Santana. That's why I seriously want you to please consider taking the supervisor position. We need you